First of all, which technique is best? This is the age-old question. And the answer is, it depends. But in general purpose layouts, there are some techniques that work better than others. In the case of the stack pattern, both the flexbox and grid can be used to create the stack pattern. Neither technique is better, and just use the technique that makes the most sense for you and your layouts. In the inline cluster pattern, both flexbox and grid were able to do the inline requirement, but only flexbox could achieve the cluster requirement. I would therefore recommend use flexbox for this pattern. The split pattern, both flexbox and grid was able to use this pattern. The grid was a more simple pattern to implement, but flexbox allowed us more responsive capabilities. Generally speaking, I would recommend using flexbox for this pattern. The cover pattern, both flexbox and grid were able to achieve this pattern. Both techniques were easy to implement, but flexbox achieves a little bit more accurate results when combined with other elements either on top or bottom. So I recommend using flexbox in this case. The center pattern, for most of it, it didn't even use either flexbox or grid. And for the little it did, either technique worked just as well. So use the technique that makes the most sense to you. Now, the column drop can only be achieved using flexbox, so therefore you have to use flexbox. And the grid pattern can really only be used using CSS Grid, so therefore use CSS Grid.
If you want to keep learning about how to build real-world apps with the latest technologies and other career-related topics, then start right now by subscribing to our channel and liking this video.